Kourtney was at the center of all the drama on last night's season 15 premiere of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
And Demi Lovato has now finally broken her silence about her drug overdose.
And Kendall Jenner found herself in potential police trouble. We're talking about all of these stories right now on Hollyscoop's Daily Rewind. Happy Monday, you guys. Welcome to Hollyscoop's Daily Rewind. I'm Madison Hill.
And I'm Devin Howard.
We're kicking things off talking about Demi Lovato because some big things happened over the weekend. Basically, ever since the news of her drug overdose broke, we've been hearing updates through sources close to her, kind of secondhand information.
Right.
But now all of that came to a halt yesterday because Demi finally took to social media herself for the first time since everything happened. She posted a long message on Instagram saying, "I have always been transparent about my journey with addiction. What I've learned is that this illness is not something that disappears or fades with time. It is something I must continue to overcome and have not done yet."
I feel like this part of her post is the most important because I think that for a lot of addicts, it's easy to kind of like hope that you're going to achieve that time when you're completely recovered, but the truth is you're going to always be struggling with it. So the fact that Demi came to that realization is so important.
It's a step in the right direction, absolutely. She went on to thank God for keeping her alive and her fans for continuing to support her during this difficult time. She also then went on to thank her family, team, and everyone at Cedars-Sinai, that's the hospital she was at, for helping because without them, she, quote, wouldn't be here writing this letter, which is a pretty intense statement because we have heard reports that, you know, her assistant thought that she had passed away and everyone, it was a very, very serious situation.
Really scary.
So it's a good thing that she's acknowledging that, as you said.
Yeah.
She ended her statement saying, "I now need time to heal and focus on my sobriety and road to recovery. The love you have all shown me will never be forgotten, and I look forward to the day where I can say I came out on the other side. I will keep fighting. Demi."
Wow, my gosh. When I saw that she posted something on her Instagram, I was just like blown away, first of all, because I didn't expect a message so soon.
I expected it after she got out of rehab.
Same.
For her to kind of come out, chronicle everything that happened, share her side of the story. Honestly, I didn't think that they would even give her access to her phone in between leaving the hospital, and I know you're going to talk about her next steps here in a little bit later this afternoon. But I was very surprised when that popped up on my feed yesterday as well. So as we said, while this message from Demi was a welcome sight to see, her family and friends don't feel like she's completely out of the woods yet. They're concerned that Demi won't eliminate those who played a role in her relapse from her life. The source told Hollywood Live, quote, "Her family fears for her safety and well-being. The hope is that Demi will make her sobriety the priority and only surround herself with people that can support that." So I think that's kind of a fear right now is like, yes, we want her to get healthy. We're going to focus on that. But if she doesn't eliminate those negative people from her life, kind of cut off the fat, as people say, she's never fully going to be able to recover.
Yeah, you know, I kind of always had a problem with this conversation since this overdose happened because I sort of felt like you can only place so much of the blame on friends, but I think that it is true that toxic people in a person's life can really play a super negative impact, especially on the different types, on the choices that they'll make. So I think Demi will realize that she was partying with people and there's going to be like a common thread of who was there, who was okay with this. So I think it would be the best thing for her to
There
let those
definitely
people
has
go.
to be a common 2 or 3, or else this wouldn't have happened. You know? One person though who we're hoping Demi does keep around, and I think her family will approve of, is her ex, Wilmer Valderrama. I know this is like so far away, but I'm hoping in the future when she gets healthy, they can find a way together again. Because you guys know I'm a hopeless romantic.
They will.
Yes. Wilmer made headlines this weekend. He was spotted at a charity event here in Los Angeles. This is the first public event he's attended since the news of Demi's overdose broke and the fact that he was visiting her in the hospital. He did not comment on Demi at the event, which I think was out of respect. He definitely wanted her to be the first one to come forward and publicly say something, which just gives him another point in my book. I'm obsessed with him.
He's a great guy.
Absolutely agree. You guys, now let's move on. We're going to talk about Kourtney because she was, oh my God, I have so many thoughts. She was basically at the center. She is causing all the drama in the Kar Jenner world right now.
Yeah.
So before we get into last night's premiere episode, we've got to break down what happened before the premiere of season 15 even happened. So over the weekend, Kourtney posted a cryptic and passive-aggressive message on her Snapchat, most likely in reference to all the previews we've been seeing where Khloe and Kim call her out for her bad attitude. It's a picture from what appears to be some sort of daily devotional book, and she highlighted a key phrase that said, "Be quick to listen, slow to respond, and slow to become angry."
I don't feel like this is so cryptic as it is more of like a message to herself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't think it was a message to her sisters? You think it was a reminder for herself?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I mean, she's the one who's been like negative Nancy
That's
and
true.
like kind of all over the place, and her sisters are just getting frustrated. So I feel like she's being like, I need to be slow to respond. I need to slow my fuse.
Yeah. It could be a message for all of them, because I also could feel like she's like, don't jump on me so easily. You don't know what I'm going through.
But what's
Whatever.
she going through?
That's what I'm hoping we find out, because I'm
Yeah.
hoping there's a reason for the way she's been acting like this.
Yeah.
On top of that, we already had a feeling that Khloe and Kourtney's relationship was on the outs, because Khloe just appears closer with Kim this season. And Kourtney basically kind of confirmed that prior to the episode. She spoke to E! And revealed that she's also closer with another sister these days. Kourtney told E! quote, "Kendall, because we're just like really best friends. We're on the same wavelength. We have good conversations. We have fun together. There's no drama with us." I was surprised by that.
I'm surprised by that too.
I did not expect the oldest Kardashian, one of the younger ones, obviously not the youngest, but one of the younger, to be so close. I feel like Kendall never really shows much of a personality, so I'm like, okay, interesting.
Well, you know what's weird? I happened to actually rewatch the premiere episode of last season's Keeping Up with the Kardashian, and I just got caught up in it and I started watching it. It was
Yes,
research. Yeah,
exactly.
it was research. But I kind of felt when they were all in Cleveland visiting Khloe for the first time, I could sense that Kourtney, even then, before any of the stuff happened, she was not feeling it. So I think that maybe this like year or year and a half that it's been of like tension because Khloe's in Cleveland and with Tristan, maybe that's why they're like having this, space between them.
Yeah,
now.
there's definitely something going on. We're gonna give a quick recap of last night's episode. So first and foremost, that photo shoot fiasco. Essentially, we saw play out what the previews had kind of already showed us. Kourtney and Kim are arguing over the family photo shoot time because Kim changed it to accommodate her schedule, while the change affected Kourtney's ability to do some routine motherly duties. They go into the whole argument about how Kim runs multiple businesses, Kourtney doesn't. Priorities, la 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 la. So much. So after the explosive fight where Kim tells Kourtney she's the least interesting to look at.
So rude.
I know, but it's so funny, and Kourtney kind of deserves it this season. We finally see the two try and resolve the problem. Kourtney comes to have a sit down with Kim, and it gets emotional. She basically is like, our priorities are different. I feel like my kids are growing up to be materialistic. She wants to move away, even though we know that'll never happen, because who wants to stop that Kardashian money train?
Yeah.
The two even continued their argument on Twitter last night as well. I don't know if you saw all the tweets going back and forth between all of the sisters, but it was a lot.
Oh my gosh.
It was a lot happening. The photo shoot debacle eventually works itself out. There was tension at the shoot because obviously, but Kim changed the time to accommodate Kourtney's schedule. And although Kourtney made one last passive-aggressive little play at the end of the episode, though, she did not attend Kim's baby shower.
That was like shocking.
How dramatic when they like zoomed away. It was like Kourtney's place card and like Kourtney wasn't there.
Yes.
Like I was
so
like,
dramatic.
oh, geez, Louise. But you know what? They took to Twitter. Both of them did, and maintained that even though they're having all this drama, they still have each other's backs.
Wow.
So it's interesting. One last thing, Scott was of course on the episode because Scott, he's always got to get his little sidekick role in there. And he did reveal that him and Kourtney could eventually find their way back together and get married some point in the future because they made a pact that they would do so when they turned 40.
Oh, sorry, Scott.
Sorry,
It's not gonna happen.
I just had to add that in there because you guys know how I feel about Scott Disick. All right, last but not least, let's talk about Kendall Jenner. So much is happening with Kendall this morning. She had a run-in with police, and she did an interview with Love magazine where she revealed some pretty interesting things. But first, let's talk about the whole police situation because that is pretty big news. If you guys follow Kendall on Instagram, then you know she's pretty much obsessed with her dog. It's a Doberman Pinscher. So here's what went down. TMZ reports that the LAPD received a call on Sunday to report to a deli here in Los Angeles. A mother who was at the deli claimed that while they were eating on the same patio as Kendall and Ben, out of nowhere, Kendall's dog bit the little girl.
Oh my gosh.
TMZ went on to report that after the mom took care of the daughter, she went back outside to speak to Kendall and Ben. And by that time, they had already paid their bill and left.
Wow.
So that's why the police were called. Everyone was freaking out, thinking like, wow, that's so shady. Kendall and Ben fled the scene. But of course, there was an update today, and a source said that Kendall maintains that the dog, quote, never made contact with the child. It was startled by the little girl, and it never bit her. So, and the source also said she didn't leave until she made sure it was okay.
Well, I mean, obviously we won't know what happened. I understand why that mother would be freaked out if a dog bit her little girl, but also I understand why Kendall would be freaked out if her dog bit a little girl.
But
so
I
it's
also
like,
feel like, people bring their dogs everywhere in Los Angeles, and I feel like if the little girl went up to the dog and didn't say, can I pet, can I whatever, I mean, obviously the dog's gonna freak out. So I'm like, I might be on the side of the animal in this situation because I feel like it might have been something like that. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like you can look at it a bunch of different ways.
Absolutely.
But I think one thing that I do have to say is I think Kendall has acknowledged that this dog is a little bit aggressive in the past.
She has.
So maybe she should
True.
keep it a little bit more, like I've had an aggressive dog before and you have to just be very careful.
Yeah, just don't bring it in public or don't post about it on Instagram.
Or put the little muzzle. And I'm a huge animal rights person.
You are, actually. You're more than me.
Yeah.
So it's situations just like these that made Kendall almost have a mental breakdown last year. This is one of the revelations she made in her Love magazine interview. Kendall told Love Mag, quote, last season I didn't do any shows just because I was working in LA and I was like, ugh, I can't right now. I'm going to go crazy. I was on the verge of a mental breakdown. She didn't go into detail about what exactly caused her to feel this way, but last year was a very dramatic year for the Kardashians, which when is it not? But there was Kim's Paris robbery. Kylie and Khloe were both pregnant. Rob had all that drama with China. Caitlyn Jenner posted the tell-all book. So I think it was just like a lot going on. But her 2018 seems much better, other than this little dog bite, not potential dog bite situation.
Yeah.
I don't want to say whatever.
Yeah.
But you guys, let us know what you think about all of these stories. What do you think about Kourtney being at the center of the drama during last night's premiere? What did you think about this whole Kendall Jenner dog bite situation and the revelation she made in the Love magazine interview? And last but not least, what did you think about Demi Lovato finally breaking her silence on her drug overdose? Talk it out down there in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you guys here next time on Hollyscoop's Daily Rewind. Bye, guys.